Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. I thank you for checking back in. So this is our Ciro 3D cup holder right here. A couple things you need to know about it. Obviously high quality Ciro 3D. We carry it in our store for that reason. Links to everything I talk about in the description below. Before we get into this real quick, don't forget we have our regular rider cup holders. We have different versions. It's all listed in our store. You know, for round bar, we have different sizes if you like to mount it that way. If you want it up on your control cluster, a perch mount, so to speak. Everything's in our store. We've done past videos on the rider version, but we're really excited about this. It's super sleek. And of course, after I'm done talking here, we're gonna show you how to install this. There's different versions. You can mount it either side. So you could mount this on the left side or the right side. It's just a nice post here, and you can just remove your trunk bolts and it kind of fits in there. Again, it can angle out to the right or the left. Also be aware that you can get this in chrome. The actual basket here, it's kind of a universal basket. It's a rubber, exactly like our rider one. But different versions, chrome here or black on that. And again, it can go either side. Additionally, make sure if you're gonna order that you get the right model. This model fits 96 to 2013 because of the year of this bike. And then the other one is 14 and up. So there's drop downs in the store, so you can select the right one. It is super awesome, and we've got nothing but rave reviews on this thing. And also don't forget, we have our Ciro 3D big ass cup holders. And that is very, very similar, but it's a much bigger basket and cup holder for you that like to carry those like 30-ounce coffee cups and stuff like that. So again, just be aware of those different versions. Again, links in the description below, all in the Law Abiding Biker store. And real quick, before we get installing this and show you how, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon. Every time those are hit, another biker joins the revolution. We'd certainly like to have you. We are cranking the videos out, trying to help as many bikers as we can worldwide. And you also might consider becoming a patron member of Law Abiding Biker Media, because there are a bunch of benefits. I'll link to that below too. There's also special store coupon codes and discounts that we put out in the private patron-only Facebook group. All right, with that said, I got Oscar in here. What do you say we get installing, Oscar?
Let's install.
Okay, so the first thing you have is, in his left hand there is what we call the mount, and then you have the drink holder arm, and your kit will come with the necessary hardware that you need to mount it. So he's gonna go ahead and mount that now. He's gonna mount the mount to the arm. All right, and what he's got there, he's putting the mount to the drink holder arm. And you can see how he has it positioned. There's 2 screws that come in your kit, and that's an 1/8 inch hex head wrench that he's using. He's got one started. He's going for the second one there, and he's just tightening down the second one there. We'll be good to go. Okay, and you can see how he has it here. That is the way you'll want to mount the drink holder arm to the mount. But the thing you want to consider is which side you're putting this on. So if we were going to put it on the other side prior to the shrink tube, we would have flipped that little arm over so that it would angle out to the other side. And of course, it can be mounted right over there if you want. But again, you would have to flip that over before you do your shrink tube. So make that decision on what you want to do there. All right, and so for the next part of this project, you're just going to need a heat gun, scissors. It already comes with some shrink tubing, the kit does, and we've already got the mount mounted to the arm. Because we're doing this on a 2013, it requires us to shorten the shrink tubing a little bit. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to cut a little bit off this, and he's cutting off just about 1/4 inch is what they call for. And that's just because of the length of the arm. Okay, and now that he's got that trimmed, he's gonna go ahead and slide that shrink tubing over the drink holder arm. Just fitting it all on there, all the way back. And he just got a little pair of needle noses. You may have to get those to kind of pull it up over so it's all the way on there. And after you get that all worked on there, that is how it should look. All right, and he's gonna fire up his heat gun here and shrink this on here. All right, and we can go ahead and get this mounted to the bike now. All right, so the first thing for this project is we've got to get the liner out of this tour pack, this trunk. And there's just 2 nuts in there. They're 10 millimeter. He's just backing that little storage pouch out there. And just getting that out of the way there. Okay, and so now he's got to remove this entire liner. Just working around the edges there. We'll get this up and out of there. All right, and the reason we took that trunk liner out is we need access up here in the trunk. There's 3 bolts. They're your actual speaker pod bolts. You can see him pointing to them there, because we're going to have to remove those. All right, and he's just got a 7/16 deep well socket there. And you actually don't have to back these all the way out. He's just going to loosen them. Just finishing the last one there. All right, so you can see we're at a point where we're ready to mount this. Now you can see his passenger pad is nice and loose because we've loosened those bolts. All right, and you can see the horseshoe cut out in it. That basically just slides over that top bolt. All right, so he's just going to slide this down in right over that top bolt. Very simple, and you can see because we angled it correctly, it angles out to the right of the passenger speaker and pad there. All right, and he's just going on in with the socket there, of course, inside his trunk, and he's going to tighten these bolts down. All right, and you can see him on the inside here, just finishing up. All right, so now he's got his basket there, and on your basket, he already took it off, comes a plastic nut, and he'll go ahead and slide that over the ball head. And of course, you can pop his basket on there, and then I'll bring that nut back over. Now on this, guys, please do not use tools on this. It is a plastic nut, and yes, if you put pliers on that, you're going to crack it. That is not necessary. You're going to see he's just going to tighten it down barely, and it should actually still move the basket. That way, if you bump it, it actually has a little bit of play and give. It will be fine, and your drink will stay in there fine, but don't tighten it any more than that. All right, and with the trunk closed, you can see just how sleek that cup holder is, and just a really, really good position for your passenger. All right, and of course, just putting his trunk liner back in there, getting everything situated. All right, and just working on getting his pouch bolted back in there.